After the wife lost her memory in a car accident, she fell in love with the male assistant. She asked me for a divorce honestly. He is not as good as you in every way, but he can have a child with me and you can't. I'm sorry, I hope you can help me. I accepted it calmly, divorced quickly, and took a large sum of money. He was also kind enough to give his wife a copy of something she had long forgotten. An infertility diagnosis form. Her name is on it. Lily suddenly wanted a child. Unfortunately, you didn't ask me. She has always been quite honest with me. He even told me about his affair. That time when I was drunk, I mistook him for you. I looked at her pretty face carefully. At this moment, her eyes were blue and her complexion did not look very good. It seemed that she had been tossing and turning all night thinking about it. When she looked up again, her eyes were bloodshot. Aaron, he is not as good as you in every way, but he can have a baby with me and you can't. Because she finally doesn't want to be a dink anymore and wants to have a child. And I can't give birth. On the table was a document prepared by a lawyer, which stated the proportion of property division. I'm sorry, I hope you can help me. Every word she spoke was plain, but every word was like a needle piercing my heart. I have known this person since I was 15 years old. When she was 17, she and her young boyfriend came to my uncle for tutoring. I was secretly sad for a while because my secret love ended. When I was 18, I heard that she had broken up, so I planned to get into her university, and I succeeded. When I was 23, we went on a blind date arranged by our elders. I was extremely nervous that time. At 24, she asked me, Aaron, will you marry me? I was so panicked that I knocked over the water cup and my face turned red. At the age of 25, she said, Aaron, I like you very much. Do you like me? I nodded with a smile. When we were 27, we learned that we would never have children. She was sad for a long time, but I didn't care. When she was 28, she had a car accident and forgot a lot of things after the accident, including our agreement to go see the aurora when both of us are not busy with work. When I suddenly realized it, she had already gone to see it with someone else. The boy was her new assistant, handsome and with a strong personality, very much like her first love whom she brought to my house for tutoring when she was 17. My thoughts returned and I took a pen to make notes on the division of property in several places. I want this number, 80, I also want the shares of that branch, and this. Lily looked at me quietly and made suggestions. Then his handsome brows frowned slightly. You really only want money and won't fight for our marriage. I was instantly pissed off and laughed. Why? You want me to quickly agree to a divorce and fulfill your wish, but you also want me to cry and beg you not to divorce, right? Lily, if this kind of behavior really exists, it might be called split personality. I stood up and slapped the papers in front of her. If you agree to my distribution request, I can move out tonight. Lily looked at me blankly for a long time, with redness at the corners of her eyes. Finally, she held my hand and said in a low voice, Aaron, if you don't agree to a divorce, then don't divorce. I laughed. Don't you want to be a mother? I can't give you a child. I can't satisfy you. Lily lowered her eyes and remained silent. It's so late. Don't leave yet. I slowly pulled myself free from her grasp. Lily, we are already in this situation. Are we going to stay together for the new year if we don't get divorced? Looking around this house that I carefully decorated bit by bit, I sighed softly. I can't live here anymore. She stared at me blankly. I smiled and said, because you are here, it's dirty and I can't get used to living here. Lily's eyes darkened instantly. I dragged my suitcase to my uncle's house. I grew up without a father or mother and was raised by my uncle. Suddenly I remembered something my uncle once said. Don't sell this house. Lily has a bad temper. If you quarrel with Lily occasionally, you still have somewhere to go. At this moment, I am lying on my old bed, and I have to praise this old man for his thoughtfulness. Not only is there a place to stay when there is a quarrel, but there is also a place to stay when there is a divorce. If the old man were still alive, I would definitely have a couple of drinks with him, because that's what the old man likes. Maybe she would even shamelessly cry in front of him and call Lily a bad person. Sadly, he is long gone. In the final stage of his illness, when his body was in the most pain, he still had to climb such a high mountain, walk such a long way, endure the pain, and sweat broke out in circles, soaking the back of his clothes. Just to ask for 2 bracelets for me and Lily. 1 string for the little one, 1 string for Lily. May you live together till old age, forever and ever. At that time, I laughed at the old man who was usually a materialist and an old teacher. How could he suddenly believe in metaphysics? And he even did such a sissy thing, asking for a bracelet. Later I understood that the old man just wanted to leave a little more blessing for me when the light of his life was about to go out. He was afraid that after he was gone, no one in the world would treat me as well as he did. He even placed his last glimmer of hope on Lily. I'm leaving. You and the kid need to be good. The kid has a bad temper. Lily, please be tolerant of him. Unfortunately, his hopes were dashed. I couldn't help but raise a glass of wine to the air. Don't worry, uncle, I can be fine on my own. I kept reciting it before I fell asleep hugging the quilt. Tomorrow, I must go to Lily's company and get her bracelet back. She doesn't deserve it. When I arrived at Lily's company, she was still in a meeting. I know that the bracelet is in the second drawer of her desk. She never wore it again after the car accident, perhaps because she disliked it, because she has always been very particular about her outfit. I want to take it and go. When I opened the drawer, I unexpectedly found that the brocade bag containing the bracelet was empty. When I looked up, I saw Zach standing in front of me with a proud look on his face. He is Lily's new assistant. Is it polite for you to rummage through other people's things like this? Does he mean this as an accusation? I laughed. We haven't gotten our divorce certificate yet. I came to my wife's office to look for something. Do I need a mistress's consent? Zach's eyebrows turned cold for a moment, and then the corners of his mouth rose slightly. You're looking for this, right? Lily likes me. She will satisfy me no matter what I want, not to mention a string of broken bracelets like this. The thing my old man climbed 500 stone steps to get is now on the left wrist bone of Zach, the pretty boy. You're vying to wear this broken bracelet. Are you cheap? I stared at him fiercely. Give it back to me. Zach looked at me with contempt. If I don't return it, what can you do to me? I reached out just to take back the bracelet, but Zach shook his hand, and the back of my hand hit the corner of the desk, breaking the skin and bleeding. He looked at the blood on the back of his hand and instantly became ruthless. He took off the bracelet, used all his strength to break the rope, and smashed it to the ground. If you want it, go pick it up yourself. Looking at the bracelet beads scattered all over the floor, my heart ached. I couldn't help but give him a crisp slap. But this scene happened to be seen by Lily, who came in. The look in her eyes when she looked at me was suddenly fierce and ferocious. Aaron, who allowed you to hit someone here? When Zach saw Lily coming, he instantly lost his arrogance. She started complaining to Lily about me. I just wore the bracelet for a while. It's not like I didn't want to return it to him, but he went crazy and beat and scolded me. He hit me so hard it hurts. There's blood all over me. Lily pursed her lips and said, Aaron, you have crossed the line. If you are angry, just vent it on me. It has nothing to do with him. I suddenly remembered that she had said the same thing to me before she lost her memory. At that time, there was a customer in my small flower shop who was making trouble and saying that the flowers I sold were not good, which led to the failure of his confession to the goddess. I was met by Lily, who happened to be looking for me after get off work. The girl's petite figure stood in front of me and said, If you have any problems, come to me. Don't come to my husband. After chasing the customer away, she turned around and patted my shoulder. Don't worry, honey. I'm here for you. I promised my uncle that I would protect you for the rest of my life. I laughed. I am a grown man. Do I need your protection? She put her hands on her hips and pretended to be angry. Stop it. I quickly smiled and said, Yes, yes. But now, isn't she the one who hurts me? I really didn't want to waste time talking to her. I just wanted to take the bracelet and leave. As he squatted on the ground picking up the scattered beads one by one, he looked up and saw Lily gently applying iodine to the back of Zach's hand with a cotton swab and bandaging it. I put the beads into the brocade bag one by one behind their back, but I couldn't find the last one. Where are the beads? I lay on the ground and searched again and again, but couldn't find it. I was in a terrible mood. How could I lose something the old man asked for? This is the first time in my life that I can't help crying. What a loser. Suddenly a hand grabbed my arm. Get up, stop crying. I'll ask someone to help you find it. Lily sighed softly. It's just a bracelet. Is it worth it for you to hit someone and cry? Yes, it was just a bracelet. She had forgotten everything about it. At this moment, she pretended that she still had feelings for me. You don't look well. I'll drive you home. The next second, it was like a slap in the face. Aaron, stop it. Zach is young and ignorant. Can you please give way to him? I pushed her away and slapped her hard. A red slap mark suddenly appeared on the girl's fair face. In her surprised look, I sneered. Didn't you just say that? I'm going to vent my anger on you. Didn't I just spread it? Lily gritted her teeth, her eyes showing a hint of anger for a moment. If the beads can't be found, then it's my fault. I stood up and tried to leave, but Lily held my hand tightly and said, You hit me? You've never hit me before. I looked her in the eye, because I'm really mad, Lily. Just then, Zach shouted, Lily, my stomach hurts, it hurts so much. Lily closed her eyes, let go of my hand, and walked towards him. See, she would never choose me at any time, and I don't care anymore. Before leaving, I turned around and said something to her with a smile. Lily, I hope you can become a mother one day. Then he left her company without looking back. The night before I received my divorce certificate, I started to tidy up the flower shop. I sold all the recently arrived bouquets at a discount and gave the store employees a long vacation because I planned to travel and relax. Selling flowers is also quite interesting. Two girls were holding a large bunch of ridiculously cheap pink lychees and were so happy that they were about to jump. I smiled and handed them a big bouquet of glimmering roses. Boss, I have a happy event tomorrow. This is for you too. Sure enough, the girls were even happier. Handsome boss, are you getting married? Congratulations, congratulations. I smiled and replied, It's a divorce. They were stunned for a moment, feeling a little uneasy. I smiled and comforted them. Ending a bad relationship and getting a large sum of money. How can it not be a happy event? The girls then started laughing and happily went home in the sunset, holding a big bouquet of roses. When I turned around, I saw Lily's mother Karen standing behind me. She was the old man's good friend when he was young. I used to call her mom, but now I can only call her Aunt Ko. After a few polite and awkward greetings, she started to get to the point. Aaron, Lily is wrong this time. You are wronged. As he spoke, he took off the jade bracelet he had worn for many years and handed it to me. I heard that your uncle's bracelet was lost. Mom will give this to you as compensation. What the hell? She continued to talk to herself. But Lily is old after all. How can the family live without a child? This is not like a normal family. Don't hate her. You will be my son from now on. This way, your uncle can rest in peace in his grave. It sounds like I was wrong, and he blamed me for not being able to give his daughter a child? I laughed. The old man also makes mistakes sometimes. His old friend Karen is a sophisticated egoist at heart. Exchange a bracelet for peace of mind. But no matter how much I respected and loved her, and how filial I was to her over the years, in the end all I could say was don't hate her. I couldn't help but ask her, what if Lily never has a child? Your family will always be abnormal, right? Karen's expression changed instantly. Aaron, I know you have a grudge, but you can't curse people, right? Take the bracelet, and we'll keep in touch in the future. I made a gesture of invitation. Annie Ko, we are about to close the store. It is not appropriate for you to stand here. Karen was rarely chased away like this, and her face looked extremely ugly. She took back the bracelet, pursed her lips, and walked away quickly. I looked up, looked at the orange glow, and smiled. I didn't curse Lily. They really won't have any children in their family. Getting ready to go see the Northern Lights. I mailed out the infertility diagnosis form. The name on it is Lily's. Now that the marriage is over and the property is in her hands, she should review some of the truths. We did a checkup before Lily got into the accident. The one who was unable to have children was always her, not me. But Karen didn't know about this list. That day I hugged Lily, who had been silent for a long time, and said, "It's okay. Hey, I heard raising a child is quite troublesome. My old man was so worried about me. Besides, you are a workaholic woman, and I am a careless person. Let's not harm the young seedlings. From now on, just live our own lives." Lily buried her head in my neck and sighed. Aaron, thank you. Give me 2 months to finish my work, and let's go see the Northern Lights. I laughed. Okay, I've wanted to see it for a long time. However, 2 months later, she was in a car accident. 3 months later, she took advantage of a business trip to go see the Aurora with Zach. Before boarding the plane, Lily's call brought me back to reality from my memories. Her voice was filled with annoyance. Aaron, what exactly did you send? I'm a little speechless. Lily, don't you have eyes to see? You have to come back and apologize to Zidong. You have to face your own problems. After saying that, the person on the other end hung up the phone, seemingly still feeling resentful. For a moment, I wondered, why should I face my own problems? Isn't she the one with the problem? Just then, the airport announcement rang in my ears, saying that the flight was canceled due to weather reasons. Come on, let's go back and see what they're up to. I drove to the house I lived in before the divorce. It is true that when people leave, the tea gets cold. The roses and roses that I once planted have been uprooted to the point where not a single one is left. Maybe it's just like what she said to me before, you're a grown man and you just love flowers and plants. She doesn't understand. That's life. Who says men can't grow flowers? The person who opened the door for me was Lily, holding a briefcase in her hand. Is this the package you sent? I nodded. Indeed it was. She frowned and slammed the file bag on the coffee table. Then take a good look at this for yourself. What is this? I picked up the file bag, opened a corner, and felt nauseous. There were many dead cockroaches inside. Zidong helps me collect my packages. Are you trying to disgust him and scare him to make his insomnia worse? Don't you know that we are trying to get pregnant recently? It was the first time that Lily looked at me with such indifference and disgust. I laughed. Why would I hurt her? You're still using such childish means? Lily snorted. Because I'm jealous. You can't have a child yourself, so you don't want others to have one with me. Aaron, you're so selfish that it makes me sick. After saying this, we were both stunned. I clenched my hands, and my heart ached slightly. I never thought that a white lie she told me would become a sharp arrow stabbing me. At that time, she woke up from a car accident and lost her memory of recent years. Especially me and her. That day I sat by her bed and peeled an apple for her. She suddenly asked me, we have been married for so long, why don't we have children? I don't want her brain to be stimulated again after she just suffered a car accident. I'm a man. It's okay for me to bear a little more. Then he smiled and said, I can't have children. Do you mind? She was stunned for a moment, then said she didn't mind. We can be dinks. However, after losing her memory, she should mind. Otherwise, why would she protect Zach so carefully, just to prepare for pregnancy? Lily continued to express her feelings. Zidong is young and gentle, unlike you who are overbearing and strong. He doesn't have many people at home, and right now, he only has me. He loves me so sincerely, I will never let anyone bully him. In an instant, two emotions, chill and anger, intertwined in my heart. There's no one at his house, so is there someone at my house? My uncle is gone, and my wife is dead too. If I get divorced, I'll just treat her as if she's dead. With a swish, the file bag that I accidentally threw over slipped onto her forehead, instantly cutting a tiny crack on her face, and drops of blood oozed out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. If it were in the past, I would have been heartbroken. Now, I really don't feel anything anymore. I guess I was cruel and she deserved it. At the same time, a sharp rebuke came. Aaron, you are crazy. My ex-mother-in-law, Karen, was standing in front of my old bedroom door, holding Zach. One stared at me fiercely. One looked at me guiltily. This play is even more lively. Zach hurriedly treated Lily's wound. Karen, who has always loved her daughter dearly, stood in front of me with her fingers trembling slightly. Aaron, you are so barbaric. Your uncle raised a child like you. It seems that he died early because he was pissed off by you. No one can say that I can do that, or that my old man can do that. My uncle not only has poor health, but also had poor eyesight in his early years, so he ended up making a fake friend like you. Karen's face turned pale, then she smiled shrewdly. Aaron, Annie advises you that young people's harsh words can easily damage their virtues. You should accumulate some blessings for your future children. Oh, Annie forgot. It seems you can't have children either. Lily glanced at me and frowned slightly. Mom, stop talking. I smiled. Whether I will have children depends on my mood, but your family definitely won't have any. You. Zach stood behind them and started pretending. It's all my fault for not being careful when opening the package and being timid. I'm late. Take a few more melatonin pills and you'll fall asleep. Let him go. Don't make Auntie and Lily feel bad. I looked at him calmly. Of course you want me to leave soon. You are so young and ignorant that you are capable of doing something like trying to cover up your own mistakes. Zach glared at me. What nonsense are you talking about? You know what I'm saying better than anyone else, right? I really didn't bother to argue with him. A fly won't bite an egg without a crack. Regarding the cheating, the person who feels most sorry for me is Lily. If Zach wants to be a bitch, that's his business. He should never have taken advantage of me and tried to throw dirty water on me and ended up getting his feet wet. I guess he has no new tricks. His eyes are red again. Andy, Lily, I'm not feeling well. I want to go to bed. I laughed. How can you have a baby with Lily when you are in such poor health, brother? Zach glared at me. Karen held her forehead in annoyance. Lily, please get Aaron out of here. He makes me angry just looking at him. I ignored them and took out my phone, opened the video, and put it on the table. My flower shop also accepts online orders. I was once cheated by a cheap customer who said that there was something wrong with the bouquet I sent. From then on, I would make it a habit to take a sealing the box video when I mail something. This time is no exception. It can be clearly seen in the video that I only stuffed a paper report form into the courier's pocket and did nothing else after handing it to him. So, who put the cockroach nest in the file bag? Is there any need to tell me? Karen glanced at Zach and said calmly. Maybe someone played a prank on me. It's over now. There's no need to dwell on it. Lily frowned and asked me in a low voice, what exactly did you send me? I looked into her eyes and responded word by word. Infertility diagnosis form. Your name is on it. Lily. Zach paled. Karen was furious. What nonsense are you talking about? We have never had such symptoms in our family. Karen suddenly lost her usual image of a calm, elegant, wealthy lady. He came up and wanted to slap me. You are so mean. Why don't you just die? Just like your uncle and die early. Just as she was about to slap him, Lily grabbed her wrist. Mom, calm down. Daughter, this brat is talking nonsense and ruining your reputation. Why are you still protecting him? Wake up. Lily looked at me with cold eyes. Go away and stop causing trouble. It's you who should wake up. I just remembered that I forgot to quit a certain relative group of their family. It's just right for use now. Before sending out the list, out of habit, I took a photo of it. Now, click on the original image and send it to the group. After a few seconds, the group exploded. Aunt, what's going on? My cousin, Mom, the checkup form from the top 3 hospitals clearly states that my cousin is infertile. Aunt, is their family going to be extinct? My uncle, your family doesn't have a genetic history of infertility. The younger cousin said, no way, isn't my cousin my second uncle's biological daughter? Is my Aunt Karen cheating on me? I exited the group chat satisfied. Karen was so angry that she fainted. Before passing out, he slapped Zach hard. He was hit so hard that his head tilted to the side. Zach covered his face, daring not to say anything, staring at me with red eyes. Lily was in a daze for a long time before she urgently called for an ambulance to save Karen. The scene was a complete mess. I have withdrawn from the scene. Walk out of the place that was once called home. I walked forward, stepping on the fallen leaves of the sycamore tree. Actually, I don't understand it either. The girl in white who once stood under the Polonia tree, holding the music score and calling me. It has changed. It is no longer what I remember it to be. At that time, she called me in a clear voice. Classmate, you dropped something. The tips of my ears were red as blood dripped out because I discovered that a birth control product had fallen out of my trouser pocket. I bought that for my friend. It's not mine. It belongs to someone else. Do you believe it? Letter. Her clean face, the curve of her smile, and the snow-white dress in the sun have become memories of my entire youth. Sometimes there is no reason to like someone. Lily was not a well-behaved girl during her adolescence. She hung out with little gangsters, fighting, smoking, and falling in love prematurely. but her academic performance was proportional to her rebelliousness. At that time, I was overwhelmed by the heavy academic workload. Who doesn't yearn for freedom? Who doesn't envy classmates who are good at playing and have good academic performance? For Lily, too many classmates look at him through filters. This includes me. I have secretly gone to watch her dance performances many times, trying to pretend it was an accidental encounter. However, there were too many bold and enthusiastic boys crowding at the front, and I didn't stand a chance at all. I have secretly fantasized about it too. If I married this girl, wouldn't it be interesting to live with such a rebel person like her? Unexpectedly, every time when I give up, life gives me hope. When I was planning to buy a house with my brother and live together until old age without getting married. But the old man told me that day, the girl you're going to date this time is the one you've liked for a long time. Do you want to go? Don't talk nonsense. How could I like her? I'm your uncle. I know exactly how many intestines you have and how many farts you are going to make. Uncle, you were so vulgar. Later, we actually got married. They had a harmonious marriage life. Unexpectedly, in the end, it ended up in a mess and they were fed up with each other. Maybe I have too deep a filter for her. Maybe it was a saying that came true. I don't know where love comes from, but it grows deeper and deeper. I don't know where love ends, but it ends quickly. The long thoughts were interrupted by a call from my good brother Ben. Aaron, can you come here for a moment? Ben and I are really in the same boat. My marriage was not going well, and neither was his. I looked at his busted lip, bruised forehead, swollen cheeks, and timid temperament. This is a far cry from the handsome class boy in college. The 2-year-old child on the ground was crying with snot bubbles coming out of his nose, but he still wanted to get into his father's arms and touch his face. Daddy, I'll blow on you. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I clenched my fists. You were the one who shamelessly wanted to marry him, and now you treat him like this? Ben is too soft-hearted, which is why he is abused by his wife, who is a gymnast. Fang Shalon looked disdainful. He is my husband. I can beat him if I want. Why should I ask you, an outsider, to intervene? I am his brother, not an outsider. First, he did nothing wrong. You have no right to hit him. Secondly, you can't hit a 2-year-old in front of him. I turned to Ben and asked, this method shouldn't be the first time I've hit you. Why didn't you tell me? Ben lowered his head. I just want to bear it and let it go. We already have a child. What else can we do? Silly, a child is not an excuse to endure a bad marriage. Your spirit is not good. Your forbearance and grievance will only bring negative influence to the child. Dylan not only needs a father, but also needs a positive father who loves him and himself. Fang Shulan folded her arms and sneered, with his condition, if he gets divorced, which woman would still marry him? Don't try to persuade him. He doesn't dare to get a divorce. Aaron, you are really nosy. Get out of my house now. Ben looked at me and suddenly stood up. I want a divorce. Fang Shulan was stunned for a moment, then instantly became furious. How dare you leave? Really, my fists are stiff after hearing this. I just happened to learn boxing recently. My coach said I am very talented and my punches are fast and powerful. Although Fang Shulan is tall and fierce, she is a woman after all, so I have the advantage in strength. I never hit women before, but the past 6 months has really been an exception. There's no way we can meet a bad woman. We men have to protect ourselves too, right? Ben, take the child downstairs and call the police. Because I'm not sure who will get hurt in the end. Fortunately, it was she who got beaten. Her face was swollen like a pig's head, her mouth corners and forehead were bruised, and she was holding her head on the ground begging for mercy. Stop hitting me, I'll die. When Ben begged you to stop, did you ever stop punching him? Speak, you bastard. I didn't hit her too much, she just hit Ben, and I just gave it back to her. When the police came, I started to act politely. Fang Shulan wailed, Comrade police, that crazy man hit me. Ben said with red eyes, my brother is a gentle man. He can't even open the cap of a mineral water bottle. How could he hit someone? It was Fang Shulan who abused me. I was tired from fighting just now, and I was thirsty, so I opened a bottle of water and closed it silently. Fang Shulan yelled like a kettle. Then why am I injured? The pretty female police officer asked seriously, do you have surveillance cameras at home? My heart skipped a beat. Fortunately, Ben said no. The female police officer glanced at me and said to Fang Shulan casually, you are probably drunk and your mind is distracted. No one hit you, and no one can prove that you were hit. Hee, police comrades stand on the side of justice. When she passed by me as she walked downstairs, she took off her police uniform and whispered to me, next time, remember not to beat up bad guys under surveillance, and don't beat them too hard. If you beat them to death or maim them, you will be sentenced. I nodded repeatedly and said yes. She added, just now, the cap of the mineral water bottle was screwed on nicely. I was stunned for a moment. She winked at me and walked away. All I can say is that there is warmth everywhere in the world. I'm quite busy in the next period of time. Find a lawyer to help Ben with his divorce lawsuit. I visited several real estate projects at the same time and finally chose the East District, which has a good location and environment and a 3-bedroom, 1-living-room house in the school district. Open the door with Ben and Dylan. This is our home. Dylan will be here in the future. It is also convenient for studying. Ben's eyes welled up with tears. Aaron, you are so thoughtful. He frowned slightly. You borrowed money for such an expensive house, right? It's all my fault. I can't pay for it for now. It's okay. I got a lot when I divorced. I told him a number. Ben showed an envious look. Wow, what a rich guy. Aaron, it's your business whether you have money or not. Let me keep the account, and I will pay you back slowly. We must share it equally. From then on, he recorded every account in a small notebook. Not long after, he began to pay me back, even more than I had given him. That's what good brothers are like. They are not jealous, and they are grateful. The warm sunlight shines into the house, illuminating tomorrow's day. Of course, life sometimes has dark clouds. The flower shop was about to close that day. In the afterglow of the setting sun, Karen walked over, looking haggard. Lily is sick. Go see her when you have time. I'm busy. I put the baby's breath into the flower bucket. Karen didn't give up. She often drinks, and every night she sleeps with the stuffed doll you left behind. She has changed, she is too depressed, often gets drunk, and doesn't go to the company. Yesterday, I missed a step and fell down the stairs and hit my head. The first thing she wants to do when she wakes up is to see you. I laughed. You want to see me, but you don't want to call me? The clerk poked his head out and said, Brother, didn't you block her a long time ago? Then you won't come to the flower shop? Brother, she came here several times, and I reported it to you, asking you not to come to the flower shop. What about now? You can't come now. Karen closed her eyes. She broke her leg and is in the hospital. I picked up a bucket of roses and put them in the refrigerator. Oh, then let her lie down. I really don't have time. Karen suppressed her temper. We are husband and wife. How can you not have any feelings for each other? After all, she gave you so much money. I'm sorry. That's what I deserve. Aaron, please, I'm wrong. I misunderstood you. Please consider that I'm sick and won't live for many days. Can you be nice to Lily? I smiled and turned around. Auntie, you said that a family without children is incomplete. Lily is infertile, so I can't have her. I returned what she said to me. Karen's face suddenly darkened. The arrow that she had shot without restraint in the past finally pierced her own heart. It's frustrating. You deserve it. Half a month later, it was Lily who appeared in front of the flower shop. She had lost a lot of weight, and there was some space at the waist of her skirt. His legs and feet weren't very smooth when he walked, probably because his injury hadn't healed yet. Aaron, can we talk? No time. I need to make money. Lily thought about it and said, I'll give you $50,000 in exchange for an hour of conversation time. Although I have my own secret fund, who can complain about having too much money? I took out the QR code and said, transfer first. Lily's face was gloomy and hard to read, but she turned around anyway, walking on the tree-lined path in silence all the way. Finally, she couldn't help but speak. Aaron, I fell down last time, and after I recovered from the injury, I remembered everything. Remember what? Thinking back to the past, I actually liked you. I really wanted to spend my whole life with you. I'm sorry for making you suffer after you lost your memory in the car accident. Can you forgive me just once? She looked me in the eyes carefully. I tried to see the Aaron of the past, the soft-hearted Aaron, saying the word, yes. Unfortunately, some things can never be reversed. Cannot. Because the hurt that was done to me was real, I can't easily forgive it. Lily took a deep breath. Actually, I didn't have sex with him that night. He was drunk, too. He lied to me. Besides, Zach is only interested in my money and is not sincere to me at all. I said, oh, but there was no response. Lily was a little stunned. In fact, she doesn't understand, because I no longer take her seriously, so naturally there is no conflict between her. Lily's eyes turned red as if she suddenly understood. Aaron, can we really not go back? Because I don't love her, I don't have any feelings for her. On this journey of life, don't go back. Cherish the present moment. But Lily didn't give up. She insists on coming to my flower shop every afternoon. No need to force help. The clerk asked me if I wanted to kick her out. I said, no need, just use her as a free laborer and call her when there is work. Miss Lily, who used to be the one who didn't even help when the oil bottle fell over. But now, he is willing to work as a laborer for me, moving flowers and trees. Sometimes, leaves and branches are hung inharmoniously on exquisite haute couture suits. I wasn't very impressed. But a sentence popped up in my mind. Belated love is cheaper than grass. The days passed slowly like a stream. Ben keeps exercising outside of work. When I got back into shape, my confidence came back too. After a divorce, the first thing to do is to win back what you once sacrificed in the family. After regaining his confidence, Ben immediately found a suitable job and began to make his way in the workplace. Dylan also went to kindergarten, where he was a little cool. When people asked him about his mother, he answered calmly that she was dead. She also proudly said, I have 2 fathers, and they both love me very much. The teacher was shocked and thought we were both boys. Ben explained to the teacher, it's okay for us to live together, right? The teacher nodded repeatedly, expressing envy. I'll go buy a house with my brother too. Dylan is on winter break, so we plan to go see the Northern Lights as a family of 3, just the day before departure. I never thought that I would be assassinated one day. It's that haunting Zach again. He took advantage of the fact that I was the only one in the flower shop. He took a fruit knife and rushed forward. He was about to stab me in the face with a knife. I tried to persuade him fearfully. It's Lily who doesn't want you. If you want to kill her, go find her. Why are you stabbing me? Zach was fired by Lily, and his reputation spread in the industry, so no company wanted him anymore. The dream of marrying into a wealthy family was shattered. After all, it took so much time to plan. Now that he has lost his fame, money, and friends, he needs an outlet. And I am the damn scapegoat. If you hadn't gotten in the way, I would have married her a long time ago. How can you get away with it and live so well after the divorce? He said bitterly. Not only does Lily come here every day, but that policewoman is also pursuing you, right? I don't understand. Two women are fighting over a second-hand divorcee. If he didn't have a knife in his hand, I'm going to teach him a lesson anyway. A man's value has nothing to do with how many divorces he has had. Smart people never put themselves in a low position. Being handsome is an advantage, but living a cool life is a skill. Just as my hands behind my back were about to touch the vase on the corner of the table, ready to save myself, someone stood in front of me. It's Lily. Half of the haute couture skirt was stained red with blood. Zach was stunned. I killed someone. It just happened to happen. The police comrades rushed in and subdued Zach. When putting Lily in the car, sweat was beading on her forehead and she held my hand tightly. She was injured for me, so it is only right for me to help her. Her breathing was unstable and she took out a diamond ring from her bag tremblingly. Aaron, do you still like me a little bit? This time, I'm going to propose to you. No. She smiled bitterly. I might be dying soon. Can't you say something nice? Because maybe you're dying. I can't lie to you. Lily, I used to like you. But it's also true that I don't like you now. When the heart is chilled, it dies. Lily's eyes darkened. Aaron. The female police officer driving the car didn't look happy. She coughed lightly. You're almost dying. Saving your life is the most important thing. You're still thinking about proposing to me. Do you want to save your life? I burst out laughing. Lily's face was dark and pale. This is my third time planning to travel. This time it worked. Because Zach is locked up. He was the one who caused trouble both times. Dylan laughed and said, he is simply a stumbling block on Uncle Aaron's road to travel. This time I wasn't traveling alone. I took Ben with me, and the lovely Dylan. Let's go see the aurora together. The three of us wore warm jackets and wrapped ourselves up like dumplings. Standing in Iceland at minus 26 degrees Celsius, enjoy the beauty of the northern lights. Under the boundless night sky, the surroundings are surrounded by a quiet and deep blue-purple color. Looking up, I saw the aurora and the stars shining together. At this moment, all the worries and noise seemed to be purified by this power coming from the depths of the universe, leaving only inner peace and shock. Under the aurora, we are ordinary and happy. Dylan said, I will definitely forgive my deskmate when I get back. After watching the aurora, my heart has become broader. Ben said, the next time Fong Shulan saw me, she didn't even recognize me. Her eyes were full of amazement. Let her regret it. I will live a better life if I leave her. By the way, you don't want to keep Lily, right? What about the policewoman? Do you want to take it a step further? I smiled and said, let everything be as it comes. Life is as short as the aurora. Living well in the present is the greatest respect for yourself and life.